Our sportsNOLA.com trivia question of the evening: how many Louisiana natives have been named Super Bowl MVP? Think quarterbacks. Think quarterbacks. Think quarterbacks. The answer is 4. Terry Bradshaw, Doug Williams, Peyton Manning, and Eli Manning. So 4 total. Way to go, Brian. We got that one. I'm not going to say anything about Ricky. It's all good. What do you expect from a linebacker? Come on, man. They don't look at quarterbacks kindly. I'm sorry, but that's simply the case. And linebackers don't win MVP honors either unless your name is Chuck Howley in a losing cause.
Wow, that's right.
Seriously, you can't make it up. It's time now for our hot seat segment where we place Brian Alley Walsh on the hot seat with a hot topic of the day. And it doesn't get any hotter than this considering the circumstances. Will this year's Super Bowl cause the NFL to change its overtime rules once again? Keep in mind, they've made 2 changes in the last 7 years in both the regular season and the postseason. Will they change again as a result of the Patriots winning the toss, getting the ball, scoring, and game over? Brian, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Trahan. Always a pleasure, and it's another provocative topic for debate here. I'll tell you what, less than 24 hours after the ultimate game, I would love to have seen more football yesterday. And when you think when the world championship, if you will, comes down to a coin flip for the game. Now let me step back for just a moment. It's the first overtime game in Super Bowl history, so they're going into new territory here. But this is a perfect time to debate this issue by the competition committee. I, for one, think that when it comes to the ultimate game, it should go into both teams have to touch the ball in overtime and not have it be decided by a coin flip. I understand that the Patriots, look, it could have easily been tails. They called heads, but it could have easily been tails. And maybe we're talking about a different game, but I don't think so in yesterday's situation. I just think when you have so much at stake, when you battle for, 6 months out of a season, beginning with training camp and everything else, and you've got millions, hundreds of millions of people worldwide watching the game, I think the champion needs to be decided not by a coin flip. And I know that some opponents would say, well, all Atlanta had to do was stop the Patriots. That's true, okay? But the point I'm trying to make is allow the other team, whether it be the Patriots or the Falcons, but allow the other team a chance to either match or not. So, next year, change the rules. Make it. Give both teams an opportunity to touch the ball regardless.
Brian,
I rest my case.
Brian, you crying. Hey, this football.
It's football.
Right, it's football. You had 60 minutes to beat that team. You didn't beat that team, and that's just the rule. You get the first one, get the ball. Whoever get a touchdown, win. If you help them to a field goal, then you get the ball. You keep them out the end zone, you lose the game. That's just the way football is, man. You got to have rules and stick with them. That's the rule. You had 60 minutes to beat that team. You didn't beat them. Now they get the ball. They call head. The head come out. They get the ball and go down and make a touchdown. The game over with. You want to play all night football. You can't do that. Football got 60 minutes. Then overtime, the first one score, touchdown, win the game. That's just the rule. Now you want to change the rule because the other team didn't get the ball. They didn't get the ball because they didn't stop them from scoring a touchdown. And that's just the way football is.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's been the rule forever. You want to change it.
Well, it hasn't been the rule forever.
Yeah.
And I understand. I understand that they both played by the same rules. I'm saying beginning with next year's game, Super Bowl 52, change the rules. If a game goes into overtime, and I'll tell you what, I know that people are all about, the rules have to be the same for the regular season and the playoffs. I say, poo to that. In playoffs, each team should touch the ball in an overtime situation, and that includes the ultimate game. The deciding game of the season is the Super Bowl.
You want them to still be playing today.
I would love for them to be playing today.
You don't want the game to get over with.
No,
Every
I
time
don't.
You score a touchdown, I score one, you score one, I score one.
One final point.
We might play 2 or 3 days.
One final point. Look. All right. You got a game that's decided by an extra point. Gostkowski missed an extra point, which is probably what sent the game into overtime in the first place. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
in the overtime period, there is no
well,
extra point kicked. It's just a touchdown. Game over.
Right. That's all you need is
Kick
six.
the point.
All you need
Kick
is
the
six.
point and play again.
All right, very good points, guys. Listen, it's been something that has evolved over an extended period of time. Take you back to circa 1971-72, the Miami Dolphins at Kansas City against Hank Stram's Chiefs, and they just played and played and played, and the game finally ended, and nobody could stand up when it was over with. The Dolphins won. They ultimately changed the rule because of the fatigue factor and how long these guys had to play, and that was understandable. Fast forward to the New Orleans Saints in the 2009 season, and, of course, the Saints and the Vikings in the NFC Championship game. It goes to overtime. What happens? Saints win the toss, get the ball first. Garrett Hartley kicks a field goal. Game over, Saints win. Competition committee immediately gets together and says, that's not right. You can't walk off with a team kicking a field goal. Now we're going to change it to where if you win the toss, get it first, and score a touchdown, the game's over. But if you kick a field goal, no, the game continues. The other team will have a chance with the football. Listen, is there a perfect system? No. Is there a way to make this better? I do think there is. I tend to side with Brian on this one in the sense that I think in a Super Bowl, each team deserves a chance with the football in an overtime period. You can't decide a game based on a coin toss. To me, I don't think that's fair personally, but that's my opinion. That said, if you have a situation where both teams don't score or both teams score, then you can go to the knockout phase of sorts and say the next team to score wins, regardless of what it is, field goal, touchdown, or otherwise. To me, that would seem to be the fairer approach. After all, it is a Super Bowl, because did you have any doubt whatsoever that the Patriots were going to win the game once they call heads, which they always do, and they won the toss? There was never a doubt they were going to go down and score a touchdown. They did. They won. Change it. Basketball next as we continue with Sports NOLA TV on WHNO.